Yeah. Yeah, what's up, guys? Jairus here, and welcome to another episode of Jairus Inspires Podcast. But before we start, I just want to clarify something. There's this misconception about this podcast that they think that I only invite people with a lot of followers. But, you know what? I just want to kill that misconception. For me, I don't care if you have a lot of followers. I don't care if you're small. Yeah. For me, what I look for is if you're inspiring, if your profile is inspiring, you're doing something inspiring and you're trying to do or make an impact, that's exactly what I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
You know how many times I've received inquiries from like huge influencers, and then they sound very entitled. It's like I hate that. There are big influencers in terms of numbers, but with their impact and what they do, I don't see it.
You don't see a match.
Yeah, I need when you look at the profile, I need to see it right away.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to Google your name or whatever. It has to be. The moment I look at your profile, it has to be obvious that you're trying to inspire people, you're giving value, and you're making an impact. And that's exactly what I saw from our guest for today. Today we have a very gorgeous guest for today, Miss Karine. What's your full name?
Karine Yengo.
Okay, so whatever that is, Karine, welcome to this podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And
oh my
I'm so
God, thank you so much.
Be here.
And guys, just want to give a shout out because Karine gave me a special gift, which is the plant behind her. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at this plant. That one, that's from Karine. Yeah, it's beautiful. What is that again?
That's a lucky plant.
Lucky
it's a
plant.
plant. Yeah,
really?
It's known to bring luck, prosperity, positivity. So from now on, I guarantee you, everything is gonna skyrocket.
Oh my God, I look forward to that, and then I will keep in touch with you after a few months, and then I'll let you know. Hey, if there's any improvement or no, so we can prove the theory. Okay.
Trust me, you're gonna see it. You would text me soon.
All right, so okay, I will. So Karine, first of all, thank you so much for being here, and then can you just tell to the camera what made you invite yourself in this podcast?
Okay. So the reason why I reached out to you is because I founded this phenomenal movement, which is called the Crossroads movement.
Ooh.
It's actually a movement that's born from a book that I've written called Crossroads, When Change Brings Courage. So it's an autobiography. And I know when you tell people that I just wrote an autobiography, they look at you and you're so young and they go, how can you write an autobiography? You're just starting out your life. Like, how could you do that? But then that's what the book is all about. Yeah. I want a life. The life that I live is one that is unbound by age, one that's unbound by ethnicity, where you're from. As long as you have a story that can change someone's life. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter, like what you just said, right? You don't select your guests based on the numbers, right?
No.
So you are not too small to create change. And I realized that, and I thought, why not just channel my story into a book that can inspire or shift someone's life or just comfort someone going through a difficult moment, because that's what my life has been up until this moment.
That's good. It reminds me also why I put up this podcast as well. Because I have, as I told you, I'm a storyteller. I love telling my stories. And I know my stories have inspired a lot of my followers. And so for me, having my podcast just makes sense because it's a platform that I could somehow tell more of my story. Yeah. Right? Because for someone that you might haven't heard, but I started as a street vendor here in Dubai. So I was selling on the streets in Karama. So that's how I started my career. That's where everything started, and then here I am right now, having my own company, having followers, sponsorships, my podcast, So for me, that alone inspired so many people. So for me, why not build my podcast to have another platform that could somehow, spread more inspiration to people. So that's exactly what I saw from your profile. Look at your profile. You're very inspiring. So I was very excited for this episode.
Thank you so much.
Karine, before we dive deep to this beautiful book, can you tell me more about yourself? Because we just met.
Yeah, we just met.
I don't know a lot of things about you. So and I'm interested to hear some of your backstory. So just introduce yourself to the viewers. Go for it.
All right, cool. So you already know my name, Karine, and I come from West Africa. That's Cameroon. Ooh. Well, some people say Central Africa. Yeah. It's all the same. And I left my country. I will first of all go back to when I was in my country. I always felt like something was missing, and I always felt like that was not the place for me. I just knew my place was somewhere out in the world. I didn't know where it was. And I just always wanted to leave. And it got to a point where I finished my university studies and I then started working for a period of time. And then at the time, my country was going through a civil war. And if you're from a developing country, this is very common.
Yeah.
So it was difficult for me to go for my master's. As such, I started to build my career. And from there, I, one day was scrolling on Facebook and I got in touch with one of our relatives, like distant relative who was in Dubai. And we just started talking and I said, I want to be a flight attendant. Because back then, my idea was I just wanted to leave the country. Okay. So being a flight attendant was my way out. Like back then, that was my thinking. Yeah. So he then advised me that IATA, the International Air Transport Association, they have a center here in Dubai, and that I should, come and take the courses, and it's going to be easy for me to get a job as a flight attendant. So because back then I was very young, and I just, since it's education, it's easy to convince any African parent. Like if you tell them I want to study, that's much more easier than saying I'm going there for work at that age. So I called my dad, I called my mom. I was like, I have to go to Dubai. I want to go take this course. I want to, come back and then have a better job with an international certificate. They were immediately sold the idea. So they were like, yeah, let's go. And so I left my country at age 19. And
wow, so young.
Exactly.
Younger than me. When I came here, I thought I was the youngest. I was 21.
You've met someone younger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
19.
I've dethroned you.
19,
yeah.
okay.
So I moved here when I was 19. And before I left my country, I thought I would meet my cousin here, and who would probably help me integrate well into the country. But on my way here, he told me he's no longer here. Well, that's a long story that I don't even want to get into. So that's when I was scared, because at the time I was in transit in Kenya. And I was like, okay, so who's going to pick me up from the airport? I didn't know anything in Dubai. Like that's when I was really, really scared for my life. Yeah. And then he told me, I've actually told my friend to pick you up at the airport. By the way, this friend, I don't know him. I don't know his name. I don't know anything about him. And he's like, I've told my friend to pick you up from the airport and you're going to be fine. And I'm going to join you in a few weeks. This is what he told me. Then I get to the airport. I was so lucky that the friend was there to pick me up, because in most cases, no one shows up, right? Yeah. So I was so lucky that he was there to pick me up. And then when he picked me up, I went to the apartment. And he told me, so he was there, he was living in the apartment with some other guy. And it was like a 2-bedroom apartment. He's like, okay, you're going to take 1 bedroom and you're going to pay for the room. Yeah. And then from there, you're going to go to school from here. Yeah. So I was like, okay, no worries. So he tells me this while we're still in the airport. And he's like, okay, let's go home. So we entered the taxi, right? And my cousin had told me, you're moving to Dubai. And we entered the taxi, and the taxi keeps going for like an hour. I was checking the time. It's like 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 20 minutes. And I realized, oh no, we've left Dubai already. And we landed in Ajman. So, and by the way, the school was in Dubai. I didn't even know the difference between the Emirates,
Okay.
Yeah.
So the house that you're going to live in is in Ajman?
Ajman.
Oh my God.
And the school is in Dubai. Like back home, we didn't know that there are 7 Emirates. There's Dubai, Ajman, Abu Dhabi. I didn't know any
Dubai
of that.
was a country,
Exactly. I thought Dubai was it, right? So, and I'm in Ajman, and he looks at me, he's like, okay, so I'm going to take you to the school tomorrow so you can know how to transport yourself to school every day. So he showed me the bus road, the metro road, and
taking a bus from Ajman.
I live
in Ajman for once in my life, and I know how far
it is on a bus.
On a bus
during rush hour.
Oh my God.
That's a different story.
And then going through the whole Sharjah road. Oh my goodness! Every single day. Every single day.
I did that all through the course of me studying there. And actually, when I got to the apartment, because for me, I was always back at home. I was always comfortable, like in my parents' house, and that was the first time that I was living with strangers, well, apart from the dormitory, but still. And when I realized that I was in that predicament, I locked myself inside the room because, to be fair, I was just 19 years old. I was
Can't
crying.
imagine.
It was like, what am I
as young
going to
as
do?
you're still a kid if you think about it, and then
Basically.
living alone outside your comfort zone. That must be very scary for you.
It was scary and I was so lonely. And then I just started, I didn't know what to do, right? I didn't know who to call. I didn't have friends here. So I just started crying. And after crying, I realized that I asked myself a question. Do you want to keep wallowing in your tears in this room, or do you want to go out there and figure out what your future holds for you? And I decided to choose to go out there and find out what the future holds for me. And so I let go of everything, all the things that transverse at the back of me moving here. I just let it go. And then I decided to move on. And then I started school and everything went well. And then I graduated, I got the certificate. And then the the school that I was taking my training center, so they placed me on an internship. And in that school, I was the only African, the only Black, right? And so they placed all of us on the internship. And we all go to, by the way, I was like, I think I was the second, highest student, like in terms of like the scores and performance and everything. And so they refer us for like internship and we all go. And I remember when I bought my first suit, it was just, I went to, which store was it? I think I still even have the suit till today, just to remember. So I went there, it was like 50 dirhams for both. And then I went for the interview. As I sat in the interview, everything went well, and we went back home and they said they were going to get back to us. And by the time I was home, like my classmates then were texting me, hey, did you get the message? We all got in. Did you get the message? We all got in. And I didn't get the message. So I was rejected. And I couldn't understand why. That really hurt me because it's not like I didn't have the skills or I couldn't communicate. It's not any of that. So I thought of just ignoring it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to get to the roots of this. I'm going to know why I was rejected. So I called the school, and then the school basically sugarcoated it and was like, well, it's because you are like on your own visa, but for the other students, they're under their parents' visa. And so it's kind of difficult for them to take you on an internship. I'm like, but it's an internship. It means it's a study program, right? Yeah. So if I could study, you could also, get me in for the internship. And it was just a lot of back and forth. And I just realized that's when it dawned on me, oh my God, it's because I look the way I am. It's because I'm Black. That's why I was rejected. That's the simple truth. And that was the first time, I used to hear of discrimination against race. That was the first time I faced it. Yeah. And at such a young age, you couldn't even imagine because you're like, how can I be discriminated 19. Against because of the way I look or because my skin is different from other people, And so that was so sad for me. And I let it go. And then I decided to start looking for a job in Ashman. And from there, most of it is inside. I'm gonna give you everything, but like most of it is inside the book. But things didn't work out in Ashman. And finally I decided to search for a job in Dubai. And then I got one, and I was so happy that I was finally leaving Ashman after so many months. And then back then as well, the money that I had run out of it. My parents were like, we sent you there to study. We didn't send you there to live there. So if you're living there, that's your choice and you have to look after yourself. And to be fair, if you want to do the direct conversion, sponsoring someone here abroad from Africa is really not easy, financially. And then my other brother, he lives in the States. So he was supporting me then at that time for me to, get stable here in the country. Then when I told him that, okay, I've gotten a job, he was so happy. So I moved to Dubai and then I started working in that company there at DMCC. And
DMCC?
It was a company in DMCC.
Oh, okay.
Like a travel company, since my education was from like the travel industry. Okay. So, but I worked for this man for 3 months and he didn't pay me. Yeah. And we were 13 of us in that company. I was the youngest. And the other people had experience. They were already working in the industry for quite a long time. He didn't pay anyone. He didn't pay any of us. And I know why I stayed there. I don't know why the other people stayed for 3 months, but I stayed because back then, no company was willing to hire you without UAE experience.
Oh yeah, I mean
You know?
that's very common,
And that's
in
fair,
Dubai. Yeah.
right? So I stayed there because I wanted to gain the experience and add it on my CV. Like, I have UAE experience. So that's why I was willing to work without pay. But I couldn't understand why the others stayed. Anyway, so I think in the third month, I exhausted the money I was having. I was like, no, I can't keep working here. And the man was not saying anything.
3 months. I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
He just
How
kept
do you wake up every day, go to work, and be motivated to work?
without pay.
Like, I mean, after 1 month, I will be demotivated without any money, let alone 3 months.
It was horrible, really horrible.
Oh,
And that was really heartless. And for me, imagine me experiencing all those things at that age. It was really hard for me. And then my elder brother too was like, you know what, it's done. It's done. Your Dubai journey is done. Just move back home.
They asked you to go back
Yeah,
home.
they asked me to go back home. But the people that I already know here then told me, you know what? Maybe corporate is not for you because Africans are not given corporate jobs in the UAE. And to be fair, back then, if you work in an office, you can count how many blacks you're going to see working in corporate. So it became like a stereotype, right? They told me, well, the advantage is you're pretty, so why don't you try hospitality? Maybe you could work for hospitality. It'd be so easy for you to get in. And or you could be a waitress, and because that's the job that Africans are known to do in this country. And I was like, what? Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Why would you subject me to a particular role that you've already made up in your mind that I'm supposed to be this person? I listened to all that and I looked at all those people. Though I never responded, I just said to myself, watch me do all those things that you just said I'm not gonna be able to do. Watch me get the corporate job. Watch me climb the ladder. Watch me become someone of influence. And from there, I think that's where my fire really ignited. I knew it in me that I had to prove all these people wrong. I had to prove it to myself that I'm capable and it's possible. You know what I mean? So I then started looking for jobs as well. And fortunately for me, I got into another company. Thankfully, that kickstarted my corporate career in the region. I got a job as a consultant. So I worked with the company for 2 years, 5 months. It was quite some time. However, from there, after that period of time, here comes the story. I worked continuously for that period. And then I was already done. I was tired. Yeah. And I didn't even want to work at all, because sometimes I used to work every day. And being a consultant, it was like a corporate sales job, and you have monthly targets to deal with. So if you're not done with your targets, then you don't get paid on time, or maybe you don't get the full salary. So you know how these things work. And so I really put in my best, because I think when I made that realization that I'm going to get everything that these people are saying I cannot be able to get, I think I kind of put a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility on myself, where it's whenever I got into a room, I just wanted to be the best. I just wanted to give in my best. If it's something that I can do, I would do it. If it's something that I can't do, then I just let it go. So when I was weighed out of the job, I decided to, just resign with no plans. I had no job waiting for me. I had nothing anywhere, So I just went one day and I was working. And I asked myself, what am I doing here? What are you doing to yourself? You're so tired. You're drinking coffee 5 times a day just to be awake. And then back then as well, I was taking my second degree from the US. So I thought to myself, what am I doing here? It's too much, The culture is not supportive of you, And I just felt like I had outgrown the environment as well.
Yeah.
So I decided to resign. So I resigned from the job, and then I felt like, oh, I'm big enough to start my own thing on the side,
Wow.
And so I started I started consultancy. And while I was doing the consultancy, that's when I decided to get a driving license. And then I got I think about 6 clients in the consultancy. So business was doing well. However, it was growing so much so that I couldn't handle the processing myself. Like it's one thing, I'm a closer, right? Like when it comes to sales, when it comes to negotiation, I'm good at that. But when it comes to like the processing accounts and all those things, I couldn't do it. And then the operation was just so small that I couldn't hire like someone to take care of that, because again, I was still just trying to figure out myself in the market and all that. So it got to a point where I think after 6 months, I kind of wrote to the clients, because the process of the services I was selling was going to take probably 12 or 14 months for them to get their results. So I was honest with them. I sat down with all of them and I told them, I cannot do this anymore. I feel like I'm doing too much, because I was looking for new clients. I was taking care of the existing clients, and I was also thinking of expanding. So this was just too much for me. And I just felt, you know what, let me just let go. I don't think I'm ready to run a business, to build a business. And which is going to bring me to one point. Nowadays, you see online, everyone's just like, yeah, you should quit your job and do your own business. Running a business is not easy. It's not easy. It takes years of experience. It's not for everyone. Honestly.
A lot of people always tell that, why are you still working about your business? It's not for everyone. No. And I've been running my business for like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And again, it's not for everyone. It's hard. It's not easy.
It is. You have nights that you go to, you don't even sleep, right? Because you have to do certain things.
Not even nights. Weeks, months,
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have for example, like it's down season. Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been through
If you don't have
everything.
clients.
I've been through everything, So yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So I came to that realization, right? But again, I don't regret doing it, because if I never tried, I wouldn't have known that I wasn't ready, So when I realized, no, there's not time for you to run a business. Let's go back to corporate. Let's learn the skills. Let's learn the back office skills, like processing. Okay, of course, if you're running a business, you're not going to do all those things, but it's good to know. You know what I mean? So I then said, okay, let's go back and work in different sectors, gain experience from different sectors, understand how clients think, understand how to deal with them. And that's going to give me like much more power to do my own thing in future someday. So I then went back to work in corporate. And so the first company that I worked with, I think I worked with them for like 2 months, and then 2-3 months, and then I resigned. Okay. Because in the company, I realized traces of discrimination. And I had gotten to that point where I was done. I was done with it. So for me, I told myself, if I get to this company, one red flag, I'm out. I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to be, understanding. No, I'm going to find a perfect work environment. And if it's not that company, I'm going to leave. That's what I told myself. So after like 2 months, 3 months, I realized that was the case. So I left. I resigned. They were shocked. They were like, how are you leaving? Because I was doing well, right? But then there are just certain things, the culture in the company has to be good for you to retain high earning individuals. Yeah. So I left the company, and then finally I moved on to another company which was into business franchising. So that was very good, because like I had autonomy. I think that was when I kind of moved up the ladder to be in a position where I had control of my schedule, I had control of my clients, I had control of what I brought to the company. And so that kind of, I think that's when I really, 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 I would say I entered the corporate world, like tough neck. And then from there, I'm in my current company where I do business development and strategizing, then project management as well. So that's the corporate side of Karine. Wow. Yeah.
What a journey.
It has been.
You know what? Yeah. Is it my turn now? Yes. Because I'm getting heated up. I have so many comments. I was like, I wanna stop you and hold you for a while, because I have so many comments.
Okay.
Based on your story.
Yeah.
And I see. I mean, what I just heard from you is very inspiring. That's why for me. That's why I like asking my guests about their backstory,
Yeah.
how they started. Always, sorry, almost all of the podcasts, I always ask them what about the backstory, from the very start or whatever. Because for me, most of the time, those memories bring you to where you are right now,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that those memories or experiences made you stronger,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah.
And I mean, so for me, discrimination is something that I'm not innocent. I'm Asian, I'm
Yeah.
Filipino, so maybe I'm not as discriminated as black people.
Yeah.
But
But
still,
you know.
I know. Like
Yeah.
I felt it. Like when
Yeah.
I came here, again, same thing. Like growing up all my life in the Philippines.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, everyone is Filipino. Everyone is brown.
Yeah.
Then when I moved here, of course, then I also felt discriminated.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I couldn't find job for like 8 months. So I told you I went to the streets to
Yeah. To hustle.
sell.
We call that hustling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So what I did was so I went on the street and then the money I've accumulated I started back again. So I started graphic designing.
Wow.
And that's how I managed to shift my life. So imagine if I didn't do that. If I didn't went on the street, what would be my life right
You would
now?
have given up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the same kind of story that you have.
Yeah.
Like so for you, just fighting through the whatever life gives you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, discrimination again. It's not. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
And for me, I've been discriminated a lot also back in the day. But I mean, it's the fighting power.
It
Right?
is.
And I like what you said about. You said something for. I used that in my workshop. Watch me.
Watch me.
Watch me.
Watch me.
That is part of my presentation. That's at the end of my
really?
presentation.
Okay.
Like that's how I end my presentation.
Wow.
Like it's a quote. Like let me try to remember. So the quote is like if. I forgot. So it's like if someone told you that you can do something,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. You tell them.
It's
you,
like-
you look
yeah.
at them straight in the eye and you tell
Yes.
them, "Watch me."
Yeah, it's like if totally forgot about it. So if someone told you that you can do something,
Yeah.
there should always be one answer.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Watch me.
And they always drop the mic and
Yeah.
people always applaud after the workshop. Like
Yeah.
it never fails to make people inspired and clap.
Definitely.
You know,
Because
that's very strong.
they're just two words, right? But they're so empowering.
Yeah.
Not just to people, but to yourself. Like when you say the words, "Watch me,"
Yeah.
that's a commitment.
Yes.
You're making a commitment to
Yeah.
yourself. You have something to prove, not just to people, but to yourself.
Yeah.
And it's really
And
empowering.
the thing is, no explanation. You don't have to,
No.
to say anything about what was your plan.
What you're
you know.
gonna do.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah.
Just watch me.
Yeah.
Wait till I win.
Yeah,
So for
absolutely.
me, I jumped from different companies as well.
Yeah.
And then how many people told me that I cannot achieve what I'm
What do you
achieving right now.
Yeah.
How many people have
naysayers?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like even my Instagram, like how many people told me that I was just wasting my time.
Yeah.
I was wasting money. I was, I cannot achieve whatever I'm trying to do. I've heard of so much. Also, when I put up my company, same thing. Why are you leaving the company? You don't have money. You
don't have a backup.
You have a backup, but you just decided to left the company.
Yeah.
And then you're putting up your own business. So I've heard everything. So I think it's a common, trait of human beings to kind of discourage.
Actually,
right?
aside from the judgmental part of it, I think most people do not support you because they don't understand.
Yes.
They don't understand what you're feeling. They don't know
I
the
agree.
drive. They don't know where your vision is coming from.
Exactly.
So I would say, in a way, it's a kind of short-sightedness.
Yeah.
They cannot see your vision. They're not you. They're not in your place. They don't see. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know what you've envisioned for yourself. That fire that you're feeling and within you, it's inexplainable to them.
And you know what hurts the most is
Yeah.
those comments usually come from your friends, from
People
your
that you
families.
know.
People that you know.
Yes.
And have you heard this term that your biggest supporter are your
The strangers.
the strangers?
The
And that's exactly
strangers.
what happened to me. Like my
Yeah.
followers supported me so much more than my friends and my family. Like
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's true. Like that's why I always tell this to my workshop. Like your family and friends are not your target audience.
No.
You don't create content for them. You don't work for them, right? You work for yourself.
True.
Right? And
True.
then again, strangers will support you more than your friends.
More than your
family.
friends, yeah.
And that's true. I mean, it's something that you have to accept.
You have
Right?
to. You
Right?
have to.
I'm not saying
You
all
know,
friends will not support you, but
yeah. No, it's the team actually. It's the same thing with
Yeah.
me. Like you have the people around you, your family, your friends, and these are your like your everyday people, and you
Yeah.
tell them, "Oh, I want to do this thing," right? And then you meet a total stranger and you tell them like, "I want to do this thing." They go, "Oh my God, really?" But when it's the person sitting next to you, they're like, "Oh yeah, okay, it's just another thing," you know. So I tell this thing because at times I'm also I do mentorships
Yeah.
for people, like looking at going through difficult moments in their life.
Yeah.
And I tell them, you have to know how to block the noise out.
So true.
And it doesn't matter where the noise is coming from. If it's from your family, block it out. If it's from your friends, block it out. It's from the next person, it doesn't matter. Block all. I'm not saying block them alive, but just block it out. And in the terms of just ignore it. Ignore it because they don't see your vision. Even if they see it, not everyone has your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to see you succeed. We are all out there saying, "Oh, we want big, good family. We a community." But honestly, when you get to know people, you realize that not everyone wishes the best for you. And then the only way you can compensate for this disadvantage is always wish the best for yourself. Always, in a way, look out for your interests when it comes to pursuing your goals. Because no one can except you, like literally. I'm going to kind of bring up a scenario that affects most people from where I come from. We call it the black tax. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
So the black tax is growing up, the family at times they invest in the particular kid, or maybe they send kids to school, like parents they send kids to school, and then when the kids start working or when they have a bright future, immediately, that's like from year one, they expect you to send all your money back to them. Yeah, like every month.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that have done that, and at the end of the day, this is such a sad situation because a lot of people have taken their lives because of this. You hear the stories where people would spend 10, 15 years abroad working, like doing overtime, doing 2 to 3 jobs, and then they get the money, they send it back home to their friends or their family to maybe build a house or maybe invest it somewhere. And then they take that money and spend it on different things.
Yeah.
And then when after 15 years and you're going back because you trusted your family, you trusted your friends, you're going back to the house and you're seeing nothing.
Yeah.
And you're like, you think about the last 15 years, it can drive you insane. And it has driven people insane. I'm telling you, people have lost their lives because of things like this. And it all boils then down to entitlement. The black tax, I'm not saying you don't, like, if you're in a position to help people, you do not help your family. No, I'm not saying that at all. The whole point is, if you're trying to build your career, you have to explain to your family, this little amount that I'm getting right now, I need to reinvest it into myself. I need to reinvest it into courses. I need to study.
Sure.
I need to be out there networking with people. It's money. All of that costs money. You know what I mean? You need to explain to them that this is what it takes. And you need to do what we always call delayed gratification.
Yeah.
You need to tell them, I'm going to be this person. This is the vision that I have for myself. And I need you guys to support me for now until I get there. Because if I'm there, all of us, we're going to benefit, right? You're not going to get to a particular point in life and just enjoy the fruits by yourself. No, you do it for the people. However, during your starting out days, when you don't have finances, when you don't have the resources, you have every little thing counts. You have to know where everything is going to. And let's say if most people, when they come here and they start working, they gain like, let's say, average 2,500, right? And let's say you gain that 2,500, you have to pay for your rent, you have to pay for your feeding, and then whatever's left, maybe 500, you send it back home. And then every month you do the same thing. So tell me how you're going to progress. You're not going to leave that position. You're going to stay there because the only way you're going to progress or get a better promotion is if you're always upskilling, and upskilling needs resources. It needs time. It needs investment. So if you don't invest in yourself, you cannot be out there, like trying to serve people when you don't even have anything. And in my book, there was a moment that I did this, and it went to a point where my cup was empty. And I've written in the book that if you're pouring from an empty cup, not only an empty cup, a broken cup, like it's shattered, you cannot pour out of a shattered cup. You can only pour out of a cup if it's whole. True. So first of all, you have to, in terms of like family, supporting family, and this is very important to address, especially for us, like coming from developing countries, because this is the norm, where it's like you're starting out your career the first 2 years. Everyone expects you to take, they feel like, oh, you're in Dubai, they see the landscapes, and they just think, oh, she's living the luxury life. You know what I mean? They don't know what you're going through. So you have to explain it to them. And this is one point that's very important. If they're not willing to understand you, then just leave it. Yeah. Because they will never understand you. So you just have to ignore that. And you have to know that as I'm starting out, you have to define your vision and you have to give up certain things. And giving up certain things is giving up delaying gratification, giving up reaching out to people or helping people for the common good of, oh yeah, I'm going to invest it into something bigger so that when I get to this point, I'm going to be able to do more. I can only give you if I have, if I have in a sufficient way, you know what I mean? So that's one point that I felt it was important for me to address, because it's something that I've gone through. And trust me, there was a point in my life where in the book, I had reached, when I got into like corporate, I had gotten to a point where I felt like I was very successful. My car was 100% owned. My apartment was amazing. I was living the best life. I was out there, with the people, sipping champagne. For me, that was success. At that young age, 22, I was in the room with people that, I would have never dreamt to be in the room with. And it got to a point where I started losing everything. I lost every single thing, one predicament to another. And when I had those things, I was supporting people in my life, like not just family, but friends as well. Then when I started losing those things,
they disappear.
Everyone disappeared. And then when you're trying to explain to them, like, this is what I'm going through in my life, they don't want to believe. They think you're lying to them. So I think from the beginning, the mistake that I did back then was not drawing a boundary. That's number one. Number two, like quantifying material things as success. That's not success. Because when I lost those things, I went into a really, really dark space where I felt like my identity was shaken, and I had to relearn. I had to unlearn the things that were important to me. And also, I'm in a way thankful to that process, because the people that were there for me because of the benefits, they left, right? Yeah. And now I only have quality people in my life. That's people that I know that...
You only need few people in your life.
People that I know that if I'm here and I get to fall down, they will still be with me. They'll still see me. They'll still know this is Karine. This is the type of person that she is. So, that's what I have to say in that topic.
Okay, I want to go back to black tax. We have similar in the Philippines. Yeah. There's a common stereotype, especially with the previous generation. It's like investment. So it's like viewing your kids as investment for your retirement. Yes. It's like a retirement plan. Yes. And it's something that this generation is trying to remove.
Overcome.
It's like why are you looking for your kids as a retirement plan? I don't think that's a good mentality.
No,
right?
It's not.
You spend money for them, for their school and stuff, because you love them, because you care for them, because you want the best future for them. Yeah. Right? So for me right now, it's something that I'm trying to learn for my kids. Like for me, yes, I'm sending them to school. I'm trying to give the best life as I can for them. Yeah. But it's not an investment for me. So for me, I mean, if they decided to help me, good. But not if they want to like pursue whatever they want to pursue in their lives. Go for it. I will always be here to support you guys. I will not be mad. Right. For me, that's my mentality right now. So for me, I think similar.
It's the same. It's the same. It's literally the same thing I'm talking about. It's like you live your life with probably you don't fulfill all the things that you wanted to in your life, and then you get to have kids, and then you want to fulfill those things through them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
True.
you're placing that responsibility on them.
Yeah.
And you're failing to realize that for your kids, this is the first time that they're doing this thing called life.
Exactly. I
You
want them
know,
to experience
They,
life.
yeah, they have to experience
You
life.
know.
They have to find themselves.
They have to be the author of their life. Right? You know, that's exactly what I'm going through. Yeah. And also I wanna go back to what you said. I was touched by it. Like, you know, it's something that I went through, especially during the pandemic.
Okay.
It's the art of letting go.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so if anyone of your friends or families which hurts, like in my life, there's like one very particular person that I love the most, and that person is the first person who didn't support me during the pandemic, and you know, for years I've been battling through that situation, and I decided to learn the art of letting go.
Yeah.
Like for you, if there's any toxic person, anyone
Let them go.
who's you know don't believe in you, who just have all the negativities about you, let them go.
Let them go.
Let them go.
Let them
And
go.
it was hard at the beginning because
Yeah.
letting that person go was for me was I didn't even thought about doing it.
Yeah.
But then when I learned that art of letting go, I was like, you know, let me try.
Yeah.
Let me try to let go of this person. And then you know what happened? First few days, of course, I was crying. I was very afraid.
Course,
You know,
of course,
I was devastated. You know, but then that actually gave me the best decision of my life,
Yeah.
because after that decision, like I think all the blessings came through.
Absolutely.
All the blessings came through. My social
Yeah.
media career took off. My business took off. You know,
Wow.
I survived the pandemic because of just letting go
That
of
decision.
that person,
Yeah.
that decision.
Yeah.
You know, and then so that's again one of the best decisions that I've ever
You've
did
ever made, yeah.
in my life. You know, so again, the art of letting go. So if anyone from your life, you know, toxic person that again
You're
doesn't
not
really
there
full of
for you.
negativity,
No,
there's
no.
not there for you, especially from your on your worst moment of your life.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Let them go.
You know?
And you know, the thing about letting go is it's not like you fall out of love for them.
Yeah.
You can love someone, but from afar. I love you, but we no longer relate to each other, you know, and it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to let go. And most people would be like, no, but that's like self-centered. But again, if I hold on, it's going to hurt me,
Yeah.
you know? So the best chance is just let it go.
True. And for
It's
me,
hard,
you
but
see,
yeah.
as for me, right now, like I don't care if I only have like I don't know 3-4 solid friends. That's all I need. That's all you need.
That's all you ever need,
That's
actually.
exactly. You know, I mean, it could be one or
Yeah.
two. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Right. And then back then, I was one of the friendliest person in the group, but now I only have like I don't know 2-3 people that I surround my life
Your
with.
time, yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah, that's
You know?
all. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Because-
also, I think that the more friends you have, the more toxicity you have to go through.
Energy, because you know it's energy. You know, dealing with friends requires a lot of energy. You know what I mean? And I think for someone that's had your journey,
Yeah.
I don't think you have that much energy. You had that much energy to give around
I just want to save that energy to myself.
To yourself,
and
yeah.
the true people that are
That are true
worth
to you.
of my support,
your time.
my
Yeah,
energy. You know?
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is what life teaches you.
It
Right,
is.
you
It
know?
is.
And-
You know, by the way, not to cut you short, but
Yeah.
at the back of the book, yeah, it's I have something here which is I'm gonna read like the final stage. I don't know if you're gonna say it. Her underlying message is to embrace change, adapt to new possibilities, let go of the past, and move forward with confidence.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
That's exactly
it's literally what we're
what it's
just
all
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Now can we go to the book?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's first of all, guys, look at this book. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, as a photographer, of course, that's the first, first that I look to, and then they're very good, very, very professional.
Thank you.
know?
By the way, the photographer is based here. She's also Filipino. So
No way, what's her name?
Her name is Shiro.
Shiro.
And her studio's name is Million Ways. So she does corporate shoots.
Yeah.
And this was my first time working with her, and she really did a good job.
Okay. When did you decided to write a book?
I started this process 2 years. I think the whole thing took 2 years, 3 months. Yeah.
Really?
It was
That
quite
long?
a process, yeah.
Oh, no
Because it's
way.
also self-published. And I started the writing process as a means. So for me, this was a tool to heal myself. Remember, I told you I got to a point where I was 1,000. And then from 1,000, I went down to 0. So imagine, it's like I fell so far down from grace. And when I was unlearning patterns, forgiving myself of the mistakes and the decisions that I made in my past, I needed a place to channel those emotions.
Yeah.
And for me, writing provided that comfort and safe space.
Yeah.
So I started writing more than 2.5 years ago. And I just thought, what you just went through, it's like a movie. When you get to read the book, but what I went through was like a movie. It's like back to back to back. You're dealing with for 7 months of a year. So like I would practically say all year, I was dealing with a lot of mess. Yeah. And so when I started writing the book, it was just me pouring out my emotions and healing. And from there, it became a script. I was like, okay. So I kind of channeled the energy because I actually wrote a script when I was in the university. I sold it to a director back home. So it was like a local movie kind of thing. So I just thought, okay, why not just channel that energy and just, actually go for it and write this book. So yeah, that's how I started writing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people also told me to write a book.
Yeah.
I just don't know where to start, and then I never wrote anything.
Okay,
back then,
yeah.
So for me, I also am not a bookworm myself.
Okay.
I'm a very visual person.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah,
right? So
I
I'm
can
very
see
visual,
your work.
So
Yeah.
if I want to learn something, usually through visuals.
Okay.
So I'm not a bookworm, but it's something that I'm really considering.
You should.
Right?
I think you should start by. Do you keep a journal? No. Okay. So rather than a journal, since you're a visual person and you love, speaking, you can start keeping recordings of your day, like maybe each day.
Man,
yes.
It's like for me.
You can just come home and then record how your day went, who you met, like the events. And then if you do that each day, you realize that those recordings, you can transform them into a script. And I think you have an inspirational and inspiring story. So I think you should really consider
I'll take
writing
this
a book.
maybe as one of my retirement goals.
Yes.
Plans.
Do it.
Because one of my, I want to tell you, one of my retirement plan is to, either in the US or in the Philippines, I want to get a van.
Okay.
Like I want to live in a van.
That's so cool.
Van or mini truck or whatever. So I want to live in a van. I want to travel the country.
Yeah.
And then make content. Fly
Wow.
drones to different islands. And then vlog my everyday journey. That's my perfect retirement plan.
Wow.
And also because as a content creator, I think I will still be creating content for that journey. And then I think having a book is going to be
it's going to be and also aside from inspiring people, you leave a trace of you in this world.
Yeah.
Like a few weeks ago, I wrote a book that was written in 1920. It was an autobiography of a man called Lafcadio Hen. And he was one of the first authors to write about the Crow language, which originated from New Orleans. So, and I was reading about this man's story and I just couldn't stop. I just went, oh my God, he did this. Oh my God, he was this type of person. Oh my God, he did, and I was like trying to connect my life to him. Ooh. Because for me, I felt like he was greatness. So I was trying to okay, I think I did this as well, So
I think that's one of the fun things of reading an autobiography.
A book, yeah. I think you should, honestly.
Yeah, so I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
So currently I'm 26.
So at 26 years old, you managed to write how many pages? 90 pages.
This is
at the age of 26.
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, I'm more than 10 years older than you. So I think my book would be going to be 300 pages.
Yeah, definitely. No, the reason why I kind of condensed the story because there are certain things that you can't write here. My book wouldn't have been approved to be sold in the UAE. So anyway, and also I kind of condensed the story because this is my first book as an author.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want to write like a Bible. No one's gonna read it.
Exactly.
Like who are you?
This is short and
you know
sweet.
what I mean? Exactly. Like straight to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually what you need as a first author. You know?
Exactly. Okay. And also, I'm someone that likes to encourage writing. That's why I'm actually encouraging you to start. So at the back, I've kind of left some notes.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah.
I noticed it, right?
If you're inspired from the story, you can write something down of yourself, you know, and just have it with you. You never know.
Okay. What is the best part of this book? Like, is there any particular chapter that you think people would like enjoy it a lot?
Well,
or learn from you.
Like
which chapter is it?
I think the part which is very, very educational is the part 2, where I've written about 5 main topics.
That's exactly where I'm looking at.
Yeah.
When I asked the question, that's exactly what I'm looking at.
Part two is so the book is divided into 2. You have part 1, which is about me.
Oh, part 2.
Yeah,
okay.
Part 2 of the book is I've written on 5 topics. That's risk taking, self-esteem, social capital. That's like the people around you, and then also you have procrastination.
Oh, I'm very guilty of that. Yeah. I'm one of the biggest procrastinator in this world. To be honest, I'm telling you, like whatever I do it the last minute, and it gives me, I don't know, it actually gives me a lot of motivation.
Yeah, because like you're rushing, right? You're like, let's get it done.
That pressure, you know, that pressure drives me to create a good job. And I mean, I've been doing this for the past, I don't know how long, but I'm still here. Yeah. I'm still running my own business, so I think it works.
It works, you know.
I think it depends
as
on
long as it works, exactly.
Yeah. So procrastination is something that I'm not advocating it by all means, but it's something that I think
it's worked for you.
It worked for me. Yeah. You know. So I mean, even client work, believe it or not.
Definitely.
Also, it's podcast.
Yeah.
I'm editing it last minute. So if I'm going to upload today, for example, like 12 o'clock, I will be editing it in, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning, you know? So
like last minute.
Last minute. But I mean, of course, the work doesn't end there. There's more after.
Much more
after
to
I
do.
upload, because I have to watch over and over again to cut the shorts. Actually, the short videos takes the most time from my editing.
Yeah.
But the long format is easy. Cut, you know. But then short, because you have to tell a story.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You have to gain that
and
traction.
Sometimes you have to craft a story from different parts of the podcast.
Yeah.
So if you have a 1 hour episode, and I have to concise the one topic for, like, let's say 1 minute, right?
Exactly.
Then what if those parts,
the words are missing? Yeah.
Yes. What if they're missing? What if I had to go through different parts of the podcast? So that's the most challenging part. So that's the thing for me.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but procrastination is something that I eat every day.
Actually, just because you just said it works for me, it's also something that it's one of the principles that I've lived by, and it's also there in the book, where I'm like, one thing could work for someone, and it couldn't work for another party. Because it worked for part A, it doesn't mean it will work for part B.
Yeah.
And because it didn't work for part A, it doesn't mean it wouldn't work for part B. You know?
Sure.
And which boils down again to generalization, where people would tell you, oh no, procrastination is bad. It's bad, honestly. Yeah. But some people can use that negativity to fuel their passion. For example, like you just explained it, and it seems you're someone who works under high pressure, right? Yeah. If you're not like high pressure, you would just take your time and do the thing. And in a way, I'm kind of like that. But I also know, I've realized that procrastination, in a way, tend to delay certain things, especially when you're dealing with goals, like big goals and visions, right? For example, I'm going to say something practical, like an example. Let's say I want to start an accessory manufacturing brand. And part of the process is for me to understand the material that's used to make accessories, for example. And then I book an appointment with a factory to visit them and understand the process. Like, what does it take? What's the requirement? Let's say I book it for this Saturday. Then this me thinking on Thursday, let me just postpone this to next Saturday. Anyway, I'm not in a rush, you know. So if I postpone this, it's going to work for me, right? I can always go next Saturday. Then I pick up my phone. hi, sorry, I cannot make it this Saturday. Like, can we do next Saturday? Then next week comes. Oh, yeah, this Saturday I have to meet my friends. I have to... Everything that you weren't supposed to do, you start thinking of, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to do that. And then you realize, oh, I cannot make it again to the factory. Then you push it again. So that's the type of procrastination I'm talking about. You know?
Yeah.
And we all do it.
Yeah, I mean,
we all do it.
Yes. For me,
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, I think one of the biggest reasons is I do so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a podcast. I have my personal Instagram
Brand.
I have my business. You know, so for me, I want to get as much rest or free time as much as I can for myself.
Yeah.
Because I do so much.
Yeah.
So I try to procrastinate. You know, so at least last minute, at least I could save as much time for myself, for my rest day, for my whatever I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
And then last minute, I will do whatever I need to do.
You need to do, yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest part why I procrastinate.
Procrastinate,
But again, it's something that I'm trying to work on. Of course, it's good to have a proper plan, but I mean, it's not me, unfortunately, right? Okay, you just
I get what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, but again, you just have to learn different kind of personality. Again, you don't want to...
Your personality.
Yes, you don't want to expect someone to be same
as you.
Right?
Yeah.
And something it reminded me of one thing that I've learned recently. Trust me, I've learned this recently about introverts and extroverts.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think I only learned about this the past 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, like back in the day, I was always like, you know, whenever I meet someone that is introvert, I was always like judging them, like, why?
What's wrong with you?
Why are you not socializing? Why are you always staying at home?
Yeah.
You know, why you always? I don't know. You're always by yourself. You know.
What's happening to you?
What's happening to you?
Yeah.
I thought everyone should be like an extrovert,
like
me.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
jovial, like
mindset.
social. Yeah.
And then, you know, again, the past 5 years, I realized that there's actually different kind of
personality types.
Personalities, you know, introverts, extroverts. And then when I learned that, I was like, okay, now I have to understand that each people have different kind of personalities. So I have to treat them differently, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want to treat an introvert like an extrovert.
Right.
So that's something that I'm really sorry for my past friends that I judge. And, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we gotta learn to.
At the end of the day, we are only human. Right? We are only human, and we're gonna do the human thing. We're gonna judge sometimes, right?
Sure.
We're gonna question. We're gonna, we're gonna be inquisitive about what we do not understand. It's only human. However, it's also human to recognize that actually people are different.
Yeah.
And we are also unique. And when you recognize that, you accept it, and then you forgive yourself, and then you ask for forgiveness, like you just did right now, and then you move on. You know.
Yeah, it's something that you learn through age.
Through age, yeah. And experience, yeah.
Experience.
Yeah.
Like I think it's pretty common for young people to be arrogant.
It
to
is.
Like, you know, so high of themselves. I mean, I won't blame you. I was also the same.
Yes.
You were also the same, probably. You know, we've all
I
been
was.
there. Yeah.
I was not just arrogant. I was pompous. Like I was so. It was up there. Like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. You know,
And then,
but then
then life taught me, like you're up there, you can get down here as well. You know.
You know, it reminds me of what I told you about during the car that going to Africa humbled me so much. You know, like the first time I been to savannas, it humbled me so much. I thought I've accomplished enough in this world. I thought I was successful. I thought I was not rich, but I thought I'm.
You're this person.
Yeah,
you're a person of influence.
I did this. I did that. You know, and the moment I landed in the savannas, the small plane. You know, going to savannas, the small plane. Then watching there's a river. I saw a freaking river for like 1 hour. Literally 1 hour, just and that's a river, not even an ocean.
Wow.
River. And I was like, oh shit.
What is life?
Is this the real world? You know, I feel like I was living in a simulation my whole life. And then I landed the savannas and then saw the lions, saw the giraffes, and I was like, I wouldn't last in this place for give me 6 hours. I'm telling you, 6 hours, I'm gone.
Done. Take me out of here.
I'm gone. 6 hours, I'm bones. Literally, I will be bones after 6 hours because again, animals. Kill you. So I was like, I never felt so small when I've been to Africa. But still, it's still one of my biggest. I think still the best travel experience of my life.
Yeah.
Going to Africa. And something that I suggest to all my friends,
You
at
have
least
to.
once in your life.
You have to visit.
Go to Africa.
Yeah.
And the thing is, one thing with Filipinos, especially Asians, we don't tend to think of traveling to Africa. Because we live in tropical country our whole life. So for
you
us,
think of going
snow.
to like Europe.
Snow, Europe. So for us, it's snow. That's one thing that we always look for when we're traveling.
Fascinated by.
Yeah. So Africa never crossed my mind.
Wow.
If I'm being honest, and it never crossed my mind. For me, I always thought that Africa is like the
I know the stereotype
right?
and
but the moment I landed in Africa, like all the stereotypes was gone.
it was dead,
disappeared,
dead and buried.
Yes. And the one thing that I'll show you a video later after this episode.
Yeah,
There's one video I did, like I actually compared Africa to the Philippines. Like I thought Africa would be dirty. To be honest, I went to Tanzania
Because of the footage,
videos,
when
how you
the
portray,
exactly.
And, I hate it.
That's the
I
thing.
hate
Like
that.
every city has a good and a bad
Yes.
side. But whenever they go to Africa, they only shoot the dumpsters and the
true.
bad side and the gutters. But we have such a beautiful scenery.
It's true. I went to the city of Tanzania and I was like, this is much cleaner than I've seen in the Philippines.
Literally, it's when you see all those things. Usually, when I see those things, I'm so sad because I'm like, why would you portray Africa as this? I wish you guys, I wish you knew. You would just go there, open yourself to the possibility. And it's not just about the scenery, it's the people.
Yeah.
The way we live in Africa, we have so much economic and political issues, but we live our best life. Like you see family, they're out there, celebration every day. You would think they have something to celebrate every day of their life. And it's just the people, the culture. And I think that's one of the things that I actually miss from back home. It's actually the only thing, like that culture, that community. So when you get to experience that, you realize, then your eyes get to open, right? And you're like, what have I been reading on the tablets,
You know what? I want to show the video right now. I want to see your reaction. Let me... This episode, guys, during the episode, I will show Karen the video, and I want to see her reaction from this video because a lot of people got touched and humbled from this video.
Africa is dangerous. Africa is dirty. Africa is boring. Africa is sad and lonely. No, not at all. Africa is safe. Africa is clean. Africa is full of life. Africa is happy, and Africa is family.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Africa.
Oh my God, you shot this? Oh my God, thank you so much for shooting this. Really. Oh my God.
Africa is dangerous.
No,
Oh,
not
you're
cry.
crying. Oh. Sorry, I tend to make you cry.
No, that's so nice. Thank you so much. You know, when people go to Africa, the capture they just portray this side of us, which is not the reality, you know? And when you get to know us, you realize that we're just one of the, it's not in comparison, but like one of the best people on earth. Like you look at that, you know? And look at how beautiful the scenery is.
Yeah, and again, as you said so many times, it's the people.
People.
Like the people, I'm telling you. I met the kindest people I ever encountered in my entire life in Africa. Right? I thought Filipinos were
kind.
I thought we're the most, we're the most humble, accommodating people in the earth.
Yeah.
But then
You went to Africa, yeah. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you post this on your page there?
Yeah, it's on the main page, and then
Okay.
this inspired so much.
It is.
That's also what I like about being content creator. Again, these kind of stories that I do. And it's
You literally just almost made me cry.
Yeah, I mean
So you're definitely good at it.
yeah, I mean that's exactly what I always tell the people. Like it's touching the emotions.
Yeah.
As a content creator, you also you should know how to trigger emotions through your content,
True.
right? So
True.
there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Sorry, I didn't
It's
meant
okay.
to make you cry.
It's tears of joy,
Yeah, right.
Like I've not seen, in most cases when people go there, they just show the other side, And I'm really appreciative of the fact that you showed this part of Africa. Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
thank you.
Ooh, Karine, this conversation is going really good. I love it. Is there anything else you wanna mention this book?
Well, actually, the book, I would like to say why it was written. It was written for the achievers, for the go-getters, for the visionaries, because that's literally who I am. And I've had quite the journey. The reason why I called it Crossroads is because I've been at a point in my life where I had 2 to 3 decisions to make. And I decided to stick with my gut and go for one decision. And that was a road, right? And with that road comes responsibility. That is me accepting the fact that that's the choice that I've made. And whatever consequences come out of this choice, that's what I'm going to live with it, and I'm going to own up to it. So that's what this book is about. You being faced, every day we face different decisions, like choices to make, right? And I just want people to be able to know that you're not alone. If you're going through something difficult, if you just lost everything you've worked for years, you're not alone. There are a lot of people that, thanks to this book, I've met a lot of people. I've spoken to a lot of people that have also built things for themselves and lost it and had to rebuild again. And I just want people to know that it's okay to start again. And if things are not working with your current setup, with your current procedure, it's okay to reset. Dismantle everything and start again from scratch. Sitting here with you, Jerus, I'm not scared to start all over again, because I know that it's in me to get me to where I want to be. I know that I possess those capabilities and the power. Yeah. And so I just want people to recognize that. And I want people to kind of tap into that confidence, tap into that believe in yourself. Before you ask anyone else to believe in you, you need to believe in yourself first. Before you expect people to clap for you, you need to clap for yourself first. Because when the curtains are closed and when the light is off, you are the only person that's sitting with your thoughts. So if you don't possess or if you don't harness positivity, you're not going to exude positivity. And so that's my mission right now. And thanks to this book, I kind of branch out into a movement. It's called the Crossroads movement, where I want to share the stories of others, where I am using the platform to where people reach out to me and then I kind of post their stories on the platform. So if you're ever going through anything rough at all, that you just need that comfort, that assurance that it's possible, you just go into the website and you read people's stories. And over time, I'm planning to expand the movement and go into NGOs, educate a lot of young women, especially from where I come from, developing countries as well. Minority, as they call us. By the way, we are not minorities.
Africa is huge.
That's what they call us. But we are not, for the record. So,
speaking of that, I hate the modern maps we use right now.
Yes.
They made, it still looks big. Africa still looks big in modern map, but it's way bigger than that.
It's way bigger. Very big. So I just want people to understand that, understand the power that you hold. No one is superior to you and no one is inferior to you. We are all equal. If you walk into a room, treat every other person the same way. The same way you talk to the person cleaning your car should be the same way you speak to your boss. Literally, quite literally. Sure. The same way you speak to someone that you need something from should be the same way that you speak to the bike rider delivering food to you. Because we are all the same. So I want everyone to think of these things that I just said and actually apply them to their own life. Because I currently, right now, I'm just such in a peaceful place, in a happy, peaceful, and I would say successful. And success for me now doesn't necessarily mean the things that I had back then. It's being able to talk to someone and they say, Karine, thank you. This is the solution that I was looking for. To me, that's success. And every day when I go to bed and I know that I impacted someone's life this way, I sleep a happy woman, and I just feel like my mission is accomplished. So that's what the book is about. And also, I didn't just write the book about me. I'm sure you're already aware. So there's a part 2 to it, which writes about taking risk, knowing when to take risk, the procrastination. And by the way, the procrastination, there's a common rule that I've written in the book where I kind of borrowed from an author called Alan, where it says, if something can be done immediately or within the next 2 minutes, you should do it. However, if it takes longer than 2 minutes, then you should question yourself, am I the right person to do this thing? Then if you're the right person, then draw an action plan. When, how you're going to get this done. However, if you're not the right person to do this, outsource it, delegate it, or you find a way to get that task accomplished. And when you do those things, you're able to sort out procrastination. So the book also hands out tips such. And also one other very important aspect that's in the book, which is very important for where we are, is social capital, your network. And I don't mean, finding yourself in like the billionaire clubs or, out there at the Palm every week. And no, I don't mean that. I mean, first of all, you have to sit down, find your vision, and then ask yourself, who are the right people for this vision? Who are the people that you can learn from? That's one way of looking at it. Then ask yourself, who are the people that can learn from me? Because it's not just about you learning. When you learn, you need to apply. And when you apply, the only way you're going to know that you're succeeding in application is if someone is learning from you, like someone is learning through you. So when you surround yourself with these people, it's easy to stay motivated. It's easy to stay grounded. It's easy to always have your mind on the goal. And one last thing that I think is part of who I am, anyone that's met me can testify to the fact that I have a very good self-esteem. And it's not arrogance. I don't think I'm better than the next person. It's just that I love myself too much to let myself go through certain things in life. I've gotten to a point where I know myself. I know what's good for me. I know what's bad for me. Because it gets to a point where when you believe in yourself so much, you start having this intuition. And when you listen to your intuition, like 95% of the time, it's always right, And when you listen to these things, you realize that within you lies a power where before you go out there to search for love from other people, to search for acceptance, to search for forgiveness, you have to do those things to yourself first. You have to practice self-love. You have to practice self-forgiveness. At times we do certain things and then we let guilt kill us, like we wallow in the guilt of it, like had I known, it's done already, just move on. So you need to learn how to forgive yourself during that point in your life, and you need to know when it's time to let go of. And when what I mean by let go is not just opportunities, it's also people, right? People, job. And if you're working a certain job right now that's not really doing anything for you, know that it's time to let go. Know when it's time to let go. And I know people will be like, oh yeah, but what if, what if I let go of this job and I don't get a better position? But that's the thing. You already have self-confidence so much so that you know that even if you leave that job, you're going to be fine. Even if you don't find another job immediately, you're still going to be fine. Even if another opportunity doesn't come, you just know that there's somewhere out there, there's something for you. And it's going to find you. So when you have this self-esteem, self-confidence, trust me, you're going to exude a certain type of energy that's going to draw people to you. And when you work with the right people, things are meant to work for you. So I think that's what I have to say about the book. And I'm going to close with something that's at the back of the book, which I want everyone to practice, which is let go of the fear what ifs and replace them with why nots. Every time you ask yourself, what if, kind of immediately cancel that and ask yourself, why not?
Wow.
What if I never had this opportunity? Why wouldn't you have that opportunity? What if they don't accept me? Why won't they accept you? So instead of your what ifs, replace them with why nots. And when you position yourself, when you position your mindset in this way, I think everything is meant to work for you. Everything, whether be it good or bad, anything that happens to you from here on is meant to work for you and for your own good. So, yeah.
I'm speechless, guys. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say, but ladies and gentlemen, we got the biggest mic drop moments in this episode. And thank you so much to you, Karine. You're such a very inspiring person.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best. I wish
you so
all the
much.
best for this book. Karine, just last moment, can you tell the people where to get this book? Promote it.
So currently the book is in physically being distributed at Kinokuniya at
Kinokuniya,
Dubai Mall.
Yes.
Yes.
My daughters love Kinokuniya.
Okay, yeah, it's currently distributed there, and it's also physically distributed at Crossroads at Dubai Silicon Oasis. It's also online on Amazon and internationally on Amazon. It's also on Noon.
Oh.
So yeah, and it's also been sold by Jushin Mao. So it's currently been distributed by Jushin Mao. So they take care of everything. So yeah, you can find it anywhere next to you.
I promise you, I'm going to read this.
Please read it.
I'm going to read this, especially after everything that I heard from this episode. And also thank you for the plan.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. I want to say something to you as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It means a lot to me. And while I was driving here, I didn't meet you, right? Like we hadn't met at all. But I just felt like this person is, not just inspirational, but a good person. You know, when you just wish the best for someone without even knowing them, that's literally how I felt. And I think what you're doing is amazing. Not just because it's like kind of like your career or whatever. It's for the community and it's for people. And thank you for giving people like myself the platform.
Yes.
And I cannot wait to see where you take this. I'm always going to be rooting for you as well.
Yeah, and see, that's exactly what I live for.
Yeah.
Inspiring people through my stories and photographs.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for
Thank
watching this
you.
episode. Support Karine. Support
Please
the
do.
book. Support this podcast. And Karine, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Such a pleasure.